Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 227 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with Gamersups, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out the link in the description where you can go to their store page, and you can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your purchases. I also want to say don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any brand new mods each and every single week. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have the Better Harvesting mod. Now the mod page reads that this is just a simple mod to correct the Hearthfire harvest system, who is broken with Green Thumb, which means that harvesting will be better in Skyrim for flora and ingredients as well as items you find on dead animals and creatures. No more will you just harvest one flower or one mushroom, one mammoth tusk or one saber cat tooth. You'll now get a realistic amount that reflects what you're harvesting. The mod author's gone around all of the flora, ingredients, etc. that you harvest from plants or dead animals in the base game, and even based their judgment on a realistic amount that you could randomly harvest, and taking into account what you harvest, the item harvested, and the size of the thing you're harvesting too. So there's so many factors that come into this mod whenever it comes to how you're actually harvesting the ingredients for your potions you're going to create. But don't worry, everything is balanced, so you're not going to be getting 3 saber cat eyes or 5 goat legs to loot. They'll actually make sense and be realistic to what you're picking up when you stumble across it. This mod also makes harvesting work on a leveled system, so that whenever you start the game you'll only harvest a small amount, but as you level up your character you'll start to harvest more flora, fauna, and meat. So if you're running an alchemist build in Skyrim and you get tired of collecting one mushroom from those huge mushroom pits, and you maybe want a more realistic approach where you get more yields for whenever you walk up and activate these plants that you can harvest, then download the Better Harvesting mod because it makes everything a lot more realistic whenever you're gathering all these ingredients, and it doesn't make it as tedious as well. And that's definitely why this mod's featured here at a number 5 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Better Harvesting mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the Vibrant Weapons Lite Particle-Based Elemental Enchantments mod. Now the mod page reads that this enhances the basic destruction elements with new particle-based visuals, with support for illumination and different weapon types. This light version of Vibrant Weapons is based on the Alteration Vibrant Weapons Spells mod, and the limitations of this mod is it affects melee weapon enchantments only. And the effects won't just fit any weapon, they actually adapt to the type of weapon, not exactly to its shape. Don't let that discourage you though, because this mod is extremely compatible with a bunch of different other enchantment mods, as well as they look absolutely badass. I mean, look at some of these enchantments. You know, you have the fire, the frost, as well as the shock. I think the shock looks the most badass out of all of them, but I also like the flames a lot. And you can also enhance these textures even more by using mods for fire, frost, and shock, such as Arctic and Inferno. But the other mods that they have alongside here that are compatible with Vibrant Weapons Lite is the Visual Animated Enchantments that's compatible with a patch, as well as Summer Mist, which is also compatible with a patch, and any other mod should work alongside here to make your weapon enchantments look absolutely incredible. Now one of my favorite parts about this mod is that it has fully animated visual effects to existing weapon enchantments, which means that a flaming sword will actually light your way through the darkness now, acting as a torch. This mod's also designed to have the best look in third person, but they also work in first person too, but they might be a little vibrant in some cases, especially with the flame swords. So if you're looking to transform your enchanted arsenal, or maybe you're an enchanter and you maybe just want to create swords that look even better, then the Vibrant Weapons Lite Particle-Based Elemental Enchantments is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out, and that's why it's featured here at our number 2 spot, so I strongly recommend trying it out for yourself. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have a brand new potion mod called Awesome Potions Simplified. And the mod page reads that this mod changes and uses some of the models and textures from the previous Awesome Potions mod. And firstly, they want to thank Lucifon for creating that great mod, but they love the way that the potions and poisons looked in his mod, but some of them were a little too exaggerated for his taste. So they're using other alchemy, potion, and poison mods, such as better crafted poisons, to make it all come together nicely. Now what this mod does is it changes the textures and meshes of every single potion and poison in Skyrim. And you may see them on the shelf here. They do look really small, which is something that I thought was pretty interesting. A lot of these potions are going to be very difficult to find, but I like the approach that they took here. You know, we always have these giant bottles that are filled with potions. What are you going to down like a liter of a potion if you're in the middle of a fight? That doesn't really make much sense. It would make more sense if it was, you know, a shot of a potion that you would just take real quick in battle, because no one's going to wait for you while you're scarfing down an entire gallon of health potions. So I could see how this mod could divide people into two sides. You know, maybe these potions are a little too small and maybe they should be bigger, or maybe they're just right, because potions should be a lot smaller, right? I can see both sides of an opinion here, but I really like how they alter the textures as well, because not every potion and bottle looks exactly the same. And as you can see, there's tons of new textures for potions and poisons here. And the one that we previously used, the mod that we used to cover all of our potions with in our previous load order videos, was called the Radiant Unique Potions and Poisons mod, but that came in at 75.79 megabytes. That's an awfully big mod for just covering potions and poisons. But this mod is very, very nice, coming in at 12 megabytes, and it covers everything that you're going to need. The only downside is it makes them very small, so if you stumble across a health potion in the cave, you're going to have to look a lot more closer, because they're not going to be those big red bottles that you're used to seeing. All in all, I thought this was a good mod to put alongside the Better Harvesting mod, which is our number 5 spot, and I feel as though being an alchemist in Skyrim isn't something we pay too much close attention to on this channel. So if you wanted to try out an alchemist build and have brand new potions as well as a better harvesting system, then you could download the number 5 spot, the Better Harvesting, as well as this one, and have a brand new alchemist character for your next playthrough in Skyrim. And that's definitely why this mod's featured here at our number 3 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Awesome Potions Simplified mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the King's Pawns Armor Pack, which adds 4 new badass armor sets into the game. These are knight armors that are located in the Temple of the Divines in Solitude. And the mod page reads that pawns are arguably the weakest pieces in chess, yet they're always the first to charge into battle. So loyal that they throw themselves into death on the board for their king. This mod adds 4 standalone heavy armors and weapons to Skyrim, fitting for knight playthroughs. Now there's a lot to grab in this mod, and like I said, you'll find the armor in Solitude inside the Temple of the Divines. All you have to do is take the left hallway closest to the shrines and loot the chest. Now this mod features 4 different variants for each of these armor sets. There's the King's Pawn helmet, armor, gauntlets, boots, and sword, equaling over 20 new items to add to your arsenal. These variants are called Pure, which is the normal steel, Vile, which is the darkened steel, Holy, which is gold, and Bloodied. And as you can see, the mod creator is exactly right whenever he says this is fit for night playthroughs, because these armors look amazing. And with the fact that there's 20 new armor pieces to try on and new weapons to use, all coming in at 41.90 megabytes, it's almost impossible to pass up a mod like this if you're looking for some new armors to add to the game. However, the only thing I'd change about the mod is how you obtain the armor sets, because right now you can really just steal it from the Temple of the Divines. I think it'd be really cool to implement some sort of side quest for the Temple of the Divines where you can get the armor, or maybe just becoming the Thane of Solitude gets you the armor too. I think that would be really cool. But otherwise, I think the mod is really awesome. I think the armor set looks amazing. So if you're looking for some new armor sets to add into Skyrim, check out the King's Pawn Armor Pack, because it adds 20 new items to your arsenal that you can try out and look badass in your battles. And that's definitely why this mod's featured here at our number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the King's Pawns Armor Pack. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have a brand new weapon mod called Ordo Legionis, the Muskets of the Imperial Legion. And the mod page reads that Ordo Legionis adds black powder muskets into the world of Skyrim. The concept of this mod is it's been over 200 years since the Oblivion Crisis. Time has marched on, inventions have occurred in Tamriel, none the less important than the invention, or perhaps discovery, of black powder by the Red Guards. The Imperial Legion of Cirillo has been quick to swoop down on this radical discovery, and their skilled weapon designers and smiths have invented the amazing replacement to the common medieval bow, namely the musket. Seasoned Imperial troopers as well as Imperial Legionnaires have all been trusted to use these weapons to gain a tactical advantage over the Aldmeri Dominium. Now some of these weapons have been smuggled into Skyrim by the Thieves Guild or some other secretive faction, and the secret of their smithing may be learned by an experienced smith who understands the Dwemer techniques. Why rely on an ancient bow when you can destroy your enemies from afar by using these amazing muskets? Now what this mod actually does is it adds several flintlock, matchlock, and wheellock style musket rifles into the world. There's also several different models including blunderbusses. These muskets can be crafted at the forge if you have a high enough crafting skill, and as well as the Dwarven Smithing perk because these weapons are sophisticated after all. And the damage you deal with these weapons scales with your archery ability for obvious reasons. Where to find the weapons is you can just craft them at the smithing station, and it's really meant to be played alongside the pistols mod, especially if you choose the version that adds the flintlock pistols, because then you just have a giant arsenal of guns in Skyrim that you can use at any moment. This mod greatly changes the way that you play Skyrim and the things that you have to craft, such as the blunderbuss ammo and different types of ammo types that you can find as well. So if you're playing an archer character who maybe just wants to deal more damage and pack that extra punch, then the Ordo Legionis Muskets of the Imperial Legion is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out because it adds literal guns to Skyrim. These are incredibly awesome and satisfying to use in combat, so that's definitely why this mod's featured here at our #1 spot, so I'd recommend downloading it and giving it a try for yourself. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.